night, and YouTube keeps slapping them down because you're violating our terms of service. But if you have
Yeah.
original music, then we don't have that issue.
Yeah, and I
You
actually
know?
started something Sunday. I did a little something on bass guitar and everything. But yeah, all my
Really?
music is
Wow.
copyrighted, is patented. I just sent you the website so you can check it out. It's
Okay.
in the private
Right.
chat.
Yeah, please don't sue us if we use your music.
No, use it. Use it. I don't have a P to P. You know what I'm saying? That old expression. I ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? I drive Uber.
Right.
I drive Uber for a living. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. We don't want to be Taylor Swift here.
Nah.
You know, so you can't use my music. Shut up, Taylor. No, the thing is, Mariam, can you hear us?
You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, I just did it. Yeah.
Oh, now we can hear you. So we got to ask
Perfect.
the
Okay.
Mariam,
I'm sorry for your technical problems.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Yes. So originally I'm Moroccan, and
Moroccan. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Morocco. As a matter of fact, that is on my list.
Oh, it should be on the top of your list.
part of it is, of course, there was that great movie Casablanca, and the other one is there's a Marrakech or something like that in Morocco. And so my wife and I said, well, we got to go to Morocco. That's on our list. We got to get there. So I kept looking at flights. Then COVID-19 hit, so my flights have been delayed. Okay, so you're from Morocco, and where do you live now? Where do you live now?
I live in Switzerland, in Bern.
Oh, are you in Bern right now, beaming from Bern?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Wow. Okay, right. So you're like Ann Kit. You come in so well. I was going, well, you could be in the United States, and you know, but and your English is very good, which is really always a problem. So how did you get your English to be so good if you're from Morocco? Now, I don't even know what they speak in Morocco. What do you speak in Morocco?
In Morocco, we grow up in general with Arabic and French.
Oh, كيف حالك? Please.
Exactly. And
just trying to tune into your languages. I got my translator working behind me.
Behind you.
Yes.
And
كيف حالك?
excuse me?
الحمد لله كيف حالك?
كيف حالي؟
كيف حالك؟
okay.
See?
الحمد لله بخير. كيف حالك أنت؟
Oh, grazie. Which language? I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, so basically you ask me how I'm doing. I just tell you I'm fine. How about you? How are you doing?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to have lessons later on that whole issue. Okay, so you're from...
But you know, there are different actually, there are different Arabic versions actually. So even like the Moroccans, we might not understand people coming from Saudi Arabia, and the opposite applies as well.
Okay, all right. So you're from Morocco. You speak Arabic. You live in Bern, Switzerland. There's a story there.
There's a long story.
A long story. I got all day.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, as I told you, I grew up bilingual, and later on at high school, I started learning English. And you know, when you start learning English, so that's the nice thing about languages is you open up your, how do you call it, horizon. And so I started discovering new cultures, and so that's when the idea of studying abroad came up, and I discussed it with my family, with my parents, and they were behind me, and they said, yes, just go for it, go study abroad.
I like to study abroad too. So where do you study abroad at? Where'd you go?
I studied in Germany.
Oh, Germany.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I didn't go to France. Like the majority of Moroccans would go to France because of the language.
Sorbonne, of course. Yes, right.
Exactly.
Where in Germany did you go?
I went to Augsburg. It's close to Munich.
Okay, you went close to Munich.
You know Munich, probably.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So Augsburg is just like 80 kilometers far away from Munich, and that's where I spent like 5 years.
5 years. Wow. Okay. And then what did you do after you were in Germany?
Yes, and then afterwards I joined the corporate world. I started working in the IT environment. I'm not a developer, actually. You know, I'm not really an IT guy or an IT girl. But like I work mainly on the functional side. So like I am the interface between the clients or companies and the IT guys. Yeah, and I have been doing this for a couple of years now.
Okay, so are you working IT right now in Bern?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And did you work for a company, or how do you do IT stuff? Because
Yeah.
we have problems turning on computers here. Well, and Kit knows how to work the computer. I'm used to all the app planning and everything, but you know. So do you work for a company in IT or what?
Yeah, I work for a company. And believe me, when I have IT problems, I call the support because I cannot resolve my own IT problems. Basically,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know,
All right.
the IT word we are dealing with is like just to give you an example. When you call, how do you call it in Germany, in the US, AT&T, like your telecommunication company, right?
Yeah.
And you call them, you call the guy in the support hotline. He will ask you for your name, your address, and he will enter all this data in a specific program, right? It's like a customer relationship software, for instance. And then once he has entered your name, he will be able to see, okay, where is your address, what type of contracts you have, etc. And actually, what we do is we customize those kind of softwares for the companies, and we have them implementing this and adjusting this for their businesses actually. So just to give you an idea of the IT work.
Do you use chatbots as well for that support for support programs?
Sorry, say it again.
Do you use chatbots as well?
Chatbots. Yeah, for sure. Yes, we do that.
Because
Yeah.
in support, a lot of bots are available right now, so that we have less people, and
Yeah.
we can create a couple of filters initially with bots, and then we can carry forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's an excellent functionality, basically. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, you're in IT and you're in Bern, Switzerland, working in the IT area right now.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now, do you get involved in acting at all, or anything like that, acting or music?
No.
Okay. All right. So, are you familiar with actors? And
Well, I think the whole life is about acting, right?
okay. Okay. All right. Well, I was just curious about that. So the thing is,
no, I did some action when I was at school before, and like at high school, but later on, no more.
Right.
No.
Okay. All right. So the thing is, what are you doing right now? What's your project that you're working on right now?
In terms of sports, or in terms of what exactly?
Well, what's your passion right now?
Yeah, well, my passion, I think,
guiding light. The guiding light.
The guiding light. Well, definitely is adventure, right? So, like the last year, like from May 2018 to May 2019, my main project was to climb the 7 summits in 1 year only, right?
Wait. You're climbing summits?
Yeah.
That's why I said,
like big mountains? Like big mountains, like where you can't breathe.
You watched the video. Yeah, that was her.
Oh, those beautiful pictures?
Yeah, that was her.
No way.
Yes.
No way. You climbed all those mountains?
Yeah, I did.
That's why I said this is fabulous.
I was just wondering, why would anybody do that? Why don't you just take an airplane and have somebody drop you off?
To the highest. That's what my opening was trying to be. The internet kept knocking me off. No, you're a fabulous woman.
Thank you.
You have no glass ceiling. You have no.
Whatever possessed you to do that? Why would you do that? What's the thing on climbing these mountains?
I think it's the love of the challenge, and and the love of working hard to achieve that little moment of glory. Like for Everest, for instance, like I was 2 months away from home, 2 months of hard work and 2 months of climb, of acclimatization, because we used to go higher up, come down, go higher up, come down to get our body used to the altitude. I was living in a little tent, little 2-person tent. That was my whole life for 2 months, and was very cold. Those are very, very harsh conditions. Can you imagine? You cannot shower every day. We had to shower maybe.
No, I don't do harsh conditions.
And then you need to be patient, and you need to be motivated to go through all this just to reach, your goal. And your goal will be just standing on the top of the world for a few minutes only.
Did you climb Mount Everest then?
Yeah. I
did you reach the top?
Yeah, I reached the top. Thanks God.
And Kit, she's looking down on you, not too far away. Okay, but don't you have to go through all these dead bodies? I mean, when you climb the mountain, there's all these dead bodies off the way.
Well,
I heard a lot of people die when they try to go through that.
Actually, it's part of the game, to be honest with you. And this is one of the aspects that you cannot prepare enough. You can prepare yourself, physically, from a mental perspective, etc. But that part is very difficult to prepare for. And I remember we were moving on the last rotation. A rotation is what we call rotation. Is basically the move from the base camp to the higher camps. That's what we call rotation. And the last rotation is called the summit rotation. And I was moving with my climbing Sherpa from camp 3 to camp 4, and there was a dead body. Actually, well, it was reported to us.
There was a dead body there.
Yeah, there was a dead body there, and it was reported to us that somebody just died or had died a few days before, and we knew where it was. So I remember it was coming closer to this place, and I just saw something on the snow, something colorful, and I thought it was the dead body. So I started shaking actually, and I couldn't, I started looking to the other side. Then my Sherpa started laughing at me. I was, "Why are you laughing?" He told me, "No, those are just oxygen bottles on snow, on the placed on the snow."
Oh, oxygen.
Yeah, oxygen bottles.
No dead body.
Mariam, hold a minute. Let's take a look at this again. Okay. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to freeze, not take showers, eat poorly, and see dead bodies. I'm all in. Right? Seriously. Okay. Did someone ever talk to you about this first?
One wrong move. One
wrong move, you're part of the pile of dead bodies.
You're part of the dead bodies.
And Mariam, you said you're all in. You couldn't wait to do this, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
make sure.
For sure. I mean, it's.
Okay.
I will go for it. I will go for it again. It was, as I said, it was quite a challenge with all aspects that you have just mentioned again. But this is part of the game, and I think. Seeing dead bodies also, I mean, I'm so sorry for them, whenever I saw them, I really pray.
I mean, they're ice cold dead. I mean, come on. I'd be sorry.
Yeah, but there is a story behind, they have families behind.
Sure there is.
I will tell you something. I mean, I had some of the family members of those dead bodies who contacted me when I came back from Everest. They just wanted to know how it feels to be there, and they were curious. Maybe they just wanted to construct kind of image around what happened to their beloved ones. Yeah, so it's sad, but at least, where I say is they died doing what they love the most, right?
Okay. I'm just having issues with that, but that's okay. We have to talk to people like Zach, who's reasonable. Zach, I got a great idea for you. How about, would you like to freeze, spend time in a freezer, okay, not eat well, never take a shower, and wade through dead bodies. What do you think? Would that be a great vacation for you?
No. Not
Okay, there
to
we
do
go.
that.
There we go.
But
So I was
not because
now,
of the
Miriam. This is Miriam's idea of a good time, by the way.
not because of the
This is
dead bodies. Just
her ad on the internet. Good time girl.
Good
Loves
time.
dead bodies. Loves to freeze. Hates to take showers and doesn't eat very well.
Well, you know, I guess to each his own. You know, for me,
right.
to each his own. For me,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be so much the dead bodies; it would be the cold weather.
Yeah, the cold. Yeah,
The cold would get me. I could kind of deal with human because we're all spiritual beings in a physical body. This is nothing.
Yeah.
We just all come through this thing. So, and having worked in healthcare, I've held so many people's hands that have slipped away. You know, and so it's cool. But the cold weather, I wouldn't be much good. I would bundle up and just sit, and I wouldn't really be much help. But if she's gonna be there, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Well, it's at 17,000 feet. I think it's the base of it.
I'm willing to try.
You know, so, if that turns her on, it's really cold. So, okay. So Everest. Did you do any other mountains beside Everest?
Yeah, maybe just one thing that I would like to mention on top of that. Well, actually, there was one thing at Everest that I liked is the food, actually, because, well, the food, it was, you know, we had various dishes, but we were served, you know, like for breakfast, you were served, for lunch, you were served. It was nice, actually. But still, I missed my own Moroccan food, which is, my opinion, one of the best kitchens in the world. Yeah,
Really?
so to come back to your question, yes, so actually the first challenge mountain I started with, you won't believe it, but it's the highest peak in the USA. You know what its name?
The highest peak in the continental or the outside the continental? Continental United States, it's Mount Whitney. If you use the North America, it's Mount McKinley.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it depends which you're talking about. And then there's South America, it's Akondana or something like that, begins with an A.
Yeah, so we're talking about Mount Denali.
Right, Denali, right.
Yeah, just how the most.
And in India, they have tons of them, so, you know.
So, Mariam, how's the world from Mount Everest? What happened?
She took off. Maybe she's going to go climb another mountain.
Yeah, maybe.
There we go. Kim's back.
Hi guys, and you know, sometimes I guess maybe she wants.
Let me play one of our videos so that we can have see how.
Oh, okay. Do you have a video on what she
Yeah,
does?
absolutely.
Let's see the video. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the video. I saw some pictures that were just stunning.
I'm here. I'm back.
Is it playing there?
No, you have to share it. I see blue sky. You got to share the screen, and
We went to go get some better headsets.
Well, this one worked. Oh, there we go. Wow, look at that. That looks really cold. Where's the ladder? If you're walking on ropes, you do know that. That's not a good idea.
I'm looking for the elevator button personally.
And if you fall, what happens? Oh, I think I see it. It's not good. So there's one of the dead bodies, of course. Yeah.
No, actually, this was not in Everest. This is the highest peak in Australia and Oceania, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what you are seeing here is the fourth biggest gold mine in the world. This big hole.
Wow. Australia? Is it in Australia or is it in Papua New Guinea?
Is it? Yeah, exactly. It's
Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because Australia is kind of flat.
Yeah.
Like,
No. Exactly. The highest mountain there, I think, is 2,000
meters or something like that.
400 or something. Yeah. And this is Everest. Yeah.
Wow.
This is Everest, and this is one of the mountains that you decide to climb.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you decide to quit because you said this is too cold, food's bad. Not it.
Well, actually, you won't believe it, but Denali, previously called McKinley, felt colder than Everest, actually.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And Mariam, how many days you took to climb Mount Everest?
In total, the expedition went for 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah, exactly. Between
And how much
rotation,
time you take to come back to the base?
it goes very quick once you have committed. 2 days. You need 2 days to go down to base camp. Yeah.
Did you ever get headaches?
While walking, or you use helicopters to come to the base?
There are some who take helicopter to base camp and they fly out from there. But we have been walking to acclimatize. And after all this, I went back. Well, I descended to Lukla because, after all this, you need some time for yourself to reflect. So you don't just take the helicopter and go back home.
Looks cold.
And this is here, what you see is what we call, this is the famous Kumbu ice fall. And this is the most dangerous part of the Everest climb. This is where there have been many deaths the last 2015 and over the last years, because you see here all those ice constructions can collapse every time.
Yeah. If you fall into that crevice, how do you get out?
Well, you see here that we are all the time attached to fixed lines, right?
Right.
So you should get yourself out of there, or your team will help you. But still, the shock is big. If this happens, the teams behind you, they will be blocked. So it's not something that should happen, right?
Okay.
Yeah. But here we used to move very early in the morning. Like we used to start the climb at 3 o'clock in the morning in base camp. Mm-hmm. And we used to cross the Kumbu ice fall when the ice is still solid, right? So, yeah, what you see here is Camp 1. It's also called the Valley of Silence. It's very nice. It's very quiet.
Yeah, and I would like to check into a Holiday Inn up there. Is that possible?
You can check in for a base camp trek, for instance. You can do a base camp trek with me. What about this?
Okay, so there's no Holiday Inn up there. Any nice restaurants to go to?
No, not that. But on the way to Everest Base Camp, there are plenty of nice tea houses, of nice Nepalese small restaurants.
Oh, okay, right.
Nice trek, actually. If you like hiking, it's just a hike basically, and it's not cold.
It's not cold. If it's not cold, I can go.
Cold. Zach will go.
I'll go.
Do you fly into Kathmandu? Is that what happens?
Exactly. Yeah, you fly to Kathmandu, and from Kathmandu you fly to Lukla. Lukla is the most dangerous airport in the world.
Oh, Loka. Is that how you pronounce it?
Lukla.
Yeah, Lukla. Yeah, right. That's where you land like this, and the airport goes up here like this, and if you miss, you crash into the mountains. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It was Lukla.
Exactly. The landing.
We could do some videos on that, Ann Kit. If you ever see Lukla, it is the worst airport.
No, I know about Lukla. I know about Lukla. Yeah.
They have YouTube videos on that, and that is just absolutely amazing. Lukla Airport. I mean, no person in their right mind would fly into it. Oh, where'd you fly into, Mariam?
Well, last year airport was under construction.
Okay.
And we took the helicopter to Lukla, basically.
We took the helicopter to Lukla. Okay, good. That's probably safer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. And then from there, you trekked your way through toward Everest.
Exactly, correct. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, Mariam, you have a lot of courage. I applaud you. You have a lot of courage, and I applaud what you do, because if you can conquer something that you've dreamt about growing up and you actually do it, that's the whole purpose of life. That's the meaning of life, to find your purpose, and then you're sharing it with us. I used to ski. I'm from New York, so I'm kind of used to the cold, but I don't know if I would be able to take the amount of time, because I'm such an antsy person. I'm always ready as a New Yorker to get on with it. So I don't know if I would have the patience, but I have jumped out of a parachute. That was one of my things. And I don't swim at all. I don't know how to swim. I have went parasailing. I don't mind being on a boat. I've been in helicopters before when I went to Hawaii. So that may be something, if you had a smaller mountain, like maybe something around here in North Carolina, where we could hike there and then come back in a day, I'll be down with it.
I remember this.
Give you 24 hours. You got 24 for me. And that's about it. After that, I got to move on. I got to go.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that Everest thing. I'll fly into Kathmandu. I'm okay with that. Those other airports and all this stuff. No, I'll go to Casablanca. There we go.
Yes.
And
you will like it.
And Mariam, what kind of training?
Okay, so since
required, what kind of
I
skills
plan on going to those places, what's good to do if you go to Casablanca?
Okay, I think I caught rather your question, Nicola, and I missed Ankit's question. Okay, I will answer your question first. So
Casablanca, I want to know. Okay, I'm going to Casablanca. What do I do in Casablanca? It's fun.
Oh, okay. So Casablanca is famous, especially for one thing, for sure, the movie. But Casablanca has the third biggest mosque in the world. The two biggest ones are in Saudi Arabia, but the third one is in Casablanca. And it's famous not only from a religious perspective, but also from an architecture point of view. It's very nice. It's literally built on water, on the ocean.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. It's very beautiful. And this is one of the very few mosques in the world which can be visited inside by non-Muslims.
Okay.
And the architecture is really amazing. It took 7 years to build it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the first thing to visit in Casablanca. Otherwise, there is the old city. It's called the Old Medina. It's very nice, the old houses, the old doors, you can make thousands of pictures just of the different house doors. You have the bazaars, and you have a nice promenade. We say promenade in English, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, promenade along the Atlantic coast, and it's really very, very, very nice. But if you want to see more exotic stuff, more, visit cities with a more oriental flair, so you have to go to Marrakesh.
Marrakesh, that's where I wanted to go. It's Marrakesh.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what's in Marrakesh? Now I'm heading that direction.
Oh, Marrakesh, you have this famous place in the middle of the city called Jan Al Fna, where you have those people dancing with the snakes.
Okay.
Yeah. and all the artists doing all kind of dances, all kind of whatever they're inspired to do. It smells very good. You have a lot of street food there. You have those famous houses called Riyadh. I don't know if you have heard of. But if you go to Marrakesh, I recommend you not to stay in the famous 5-star hotels, but to take a typical stay in a typical Moroccan accommodation. We call them Riyadh. They're very nice, very comfortable. They look like a normal house, from outside, just a big wall. But when you go inside, it's nice, it's beautiful. They have a kind of, space inside. They're amazing. You find them only in Morocco.
Okay, we have a question from one of the viewers. What's the hardest part of mountain climbing from your perspective?
Yeah,
you might be able to see.
It's a good question. I think the preparation, for me, at least personally, was one of the biggest parts of mountain climbing. I'm saying this also to raise the awareness about when you climb a mountain, you don't start in the valley, but you start early with the preparation, right? It was for me very difficult, to balance between my job, private life, doing 6 to 7 sessions of training per week. So sometimes I remember, when I jumped into the flight, when I was flying towards Kathmandu, for instance, it was like a rest for me. Finally, I was, I was able to breathe and to say, oh my God, now I'm resting. But otherwise, I was always in a rush, working, training, preparing myself, getting the right gear. It's very, very challenging. And for sure, during the climb, I think the summit day is always very difficult. It's long, it's high, because you are, for sure, this is the highest part during the whole climb. It's super windy, and there is the motivation and the battle with the fear. On the summit day, you always have this fear. What could happen? How is the weather going to be? What about if the weather changes? What about if I feel bad? So this is firstly, I'm always shaken a bit before going for what we call the summit push. And this is something which not only me, I think a lot of people, they need to fight with.
Right.
Fight against it. Yeah. I hope I answered the question.
No, I think that was a good answer on that, because I'm not afraid of doing that, because I'm just not going to do it. So,
right. Good way to put it.
My fear level is 0. Like I said, I'll fly to Kathmandu. I have some friends in Nepal, so I'll visit my friends in Nepal and I'll fly out. I mean, but you say, hey, go climb a mountain at 29,000 feet, freeze to death, go through dead bodies, fall down, and you're one of those dead bodies. I got other better things to do.
What was the dead bodies part? Because I missed it. What happened?
The dead bodies. She was wading her way through dead bodies. Everybody knows there are dead bodies up in there.
There is. But have you ever seen any strange things in the sky, Mariam?
In the sky?
While you were climbing, have you ever seen anything strange? Any what we would say now unidentified aerial phenomenon?
Oh, no. To be honest with you, no. No, it's I didn't see that. No,
I was only curious because I know a lot of times that is something that people have came back and said, hey, I saw this, I saw yes.
Well, listen, Mariam, when you're up there, you don't have any oxygen. Okay,
Yes.
So what happens? It makes these weird things happen to your brain.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong with that. So tell us all the weird things you saw when you had no oxygen. Okay, and you become a little tipsy. Okay, right? Huh? Admit it, right?
That's right. You start hallucination actually. So yeah, you should not. If you get a proposal, above 8,000, don't say yes, because you might say no when you're down.
Right.
True.
Yeah, weird things happen up there, and that's the reason real people go. Okay, just admit it. Okay, and we're okay with it. We understand. We're all landlubbers here. And,
Mariam, what is the good age to climb Mount Everest? I mean, do you think people with at early age or maybe like 50s they can climb the Everest, or it's more about fitness? And also, what kind of skills one required to climb those mountains?
Yeah. So the skills. I think, who has seen the Everest movie, the famous Everest movie?
Everyone,
Everyone.
everybody's seen it.
Everyone.
Wherever.
Who doesn't know it?
Yeah,
Who
he
hasn't seen it? Do you remember the scene where one of the clients of those famous guides, he was not able to, or he didn't know how to wear crampons? And then the guide told them, well, tomorrow we do like a little demo where I'm going to show you how you put your crampons on. Well, this should not happen, right? This should definitely not happen. I think, see, in my case, I spent like 5 years hiking, climbing, like being almost every week in the mountains to get myself used to this environment, get myself, familiar with the equipment, with the ropes, etc. And I did some mountaineering classes before with the German Alpine Club. I did some climbing classes because, like everything in life, if you want to learn cooking, so you need to start, today you cook eggs, tomorrow you do something else. And then with time, you should be able to, do something delicious quickly. The same thing with it. So you need to know the basics of climbing, to deal with the gear. And be in a very good, health condition, and be physically prepared, but also mentally. There are people, you won't believe it, but they looked really very good. They were, very strong, very, healthy, but they just didn't have the right mindset, right? They gave up, as they were facing the first difficulty. And this is why Everest is very, very mental. You need just, if you feel the pain, so just, be patient. You can cry, but just cry and continue. Hold on. Be patient. And there are people who just haven't learned that, or just cannot deal with this.
Yeah, and speaking of things that we can find that help us, Lynn Shepard from the dollar store online has arrived, and maybe there's some things he has on the dollar store online that can help us climb this mountain, which I don't know what we can do, but maybe some pain patches or something like that after you get off the mountain. So what do we have on the dollar store online, our sponsor, that can help us on this?
Thank you. We don't have crampons.